Welcome students. Today we will be seeing the connecting device. To connect local area network or segment of local area network, we use connecting device. There are different connecting devices are available such as routers, active hub, passive hub, switches, bridges, and gateways. These are the different connecting devices that are available for connecting between different switches or between different hosts and so on. Connecting devices can operate in different layers of the internet model. We divide connecting devices into 5 different categories based on the layer in which they operate in a network. So these are the 5 categories of connecting devices. First one is passive hub. It is at the physical connection. It works at the physical connection. Repeater or hub work at the physical layer. Bridge or 2-layer switch work at the data link and physical layer. Router or 3-layer switch work at the physical data link and network layer. Gateway work at all the layers of the OSA model. The 5 categories contain devices which can be defined as those which operate below the physical layer, such as passive hubs. So the passive hubs, they operate below the physical layer. Those which operate at the physical layer are repeater or an active hub. Those which operate at the physical and data link layer are bridge or a 2-layer switch, and those which operate at the physical data link and network layer are a router or a 3-layer switch, and those which can operate at all the 5 layers are gateway. Passive hub is just a connector, so it works at below the physical layer, and it is just a connector. It connects the wires coming from different branches. In star topology, Ethernet LAN, a passive hub is just a point where the signals coming from different stations collide. The hub is the collision point. This type of hub is part of the medium. Its location in the internet model is below the physical layer. A repeater is a device that operates only in the physical layer. So it operates only at the physical layer. Signals that carry information within a network can travel a fixed distance before attenuation endangers the integrity of the data. So signals travel a limited distance, and after they travel a limited distance, because of attenuation, the signal becomes weak. A repeater receives a signal, and before it becomes too weak or corrupted, regenerates the original bit pattern. The repeater then sends the refresh signal. A repeater can extend the physical length of a local area network. So this is a repeater connecting 2 segments of a local area network. So we have segment 1 and segment 2. These are connected by a repeater. So basically the repeater will regenerate the signal. It operates at the physical layer. It operates at the physical layer. A repeater does not actually connect 2 local area networks. It connects 2 segments of the same local area network. The segments connected are still part of one single local area network. A repeater is not a device that can connect 2 local area networks of different protocols. It is tempting to compare a repeater to an amplifier, but the comparison is inaccurate. We cannot compare the repeater with an amplifier. An amplifier, it cannot discriminate between the intended signal and the noise. It amplifies both the signal and the noise. A repeater does not amplify the signal. It regenerates the signal. So basically, a repeater will regenerate the signal. It does not amplify the signal. When it receives a weak or corrupted signal, it creates a copy, bit for bit at the original strength. The location of a repeater on a link is vital. A repeater must be placed so that a signal reaches it before any noise changes the meaning of any of its bits. A little noise can alter the precision of a bit's voltage without destroying its identity. If the corrupted bit travels much farther, however, accumulated noise can change its meaning completely. At that point, the original voltage is not recoverable and the error needs to be corrected. Function of a repeater. As you can see, there is a corrupted signal with a weak signal coming at the repeater. It will regenerate the signal from right to left transmission. And again, left to right transmission, left to right, again the signal will be corrupted signal. Means it will have noises, the signal become weak due to traveling long distances. When it travel long distance, since it become weak, the repeater will regenerate the signals. It will not amplify, but it regenerates the signal. When we compare it with the amplifier, it basically regenerates the signal. It does not amplify the signal. Now next topic is active hubs. An active hub is actually a multi-part repeater. It is normally used to create connection between stations in a physical star topology. We have seen examples of hubs in some Ethernet implementation, 10T, for example. However, hubs can also be used to create multiple level of hierarchy. The hierarchical use of hubs remove the length limitation of 10T. So this is the hierarchy of hubs. So we have different hubs connected in a hierarchical fashion. We have the topmost hub followed by two bottom hubs which are connected to the system. So this is the hierarchy of hubs. A bridge operates in both the physical and the data link layer. As a physical layer device, it regenerates the signal it receives. As a data link layer device, the bridge can check the physical address contained in the frame. So it checks the physical address contained in the frame. Filtering. One may ask, what is the difference in functionality between a bridge and a repeater? A bridge has a filtering capability. It can check the destination address of a frame and decide if the frame should be forwarded or dropped. If the frame is to be forwarded, the decision must specify the port. A bridge has a table that maps addresses to ports. So this is a bridge connecting two local area networks. So we have different IP addresses. 4 IP addresses are there which are connected by a bridge. The 41 and 42 IP addresses are connected to port 1 and 12 and 13 are connected to port 2. The 13 and 12 are connected to local area network 2 and 41 and 42 are connected to local area network 1. So these are connected to port 1 and port 2. So this is an example of a bridge connected to local area networks. Transparent bridge. A transparent bridge is a bridge in which stations can completely unaware of the bridge existence. If a bridge is added or deleted from the system, reconfiguration of the system is unnecessary. According to the IEEE 802.1d specification, a system equipped with transparent bridge must meet 3 criteria. The first criteria is frame must be forwarded from one station to another. Second criteria is the forwarding table is automatically made. Third, automatically made by learning frame movement in the network. And the third criteria is loops in the system must be prevented. Two-layer switch. When we use the term switch, we must be careful because a switch can mean two different things. We must clarify the term by adding the level at which the device operates. We can have a two-layer switch or a three-layer switch. A three-layer switch is used at the network layer. It is a kind of router. The two-layer switch performs at the physical and data link layer. A two-layer switch is a bridge with many ports and a design that allows better performance. A bridge with a few ports can connect a few local area networks together. A bridge with many ports may be able to allocate a unique port to each station, with each station on its own independent entity. This means no competing traffic, no collision, as we saw in Ethernet. Two-layer switch as a bridge does make a filtering decision based on the media access control address of the frame it receives. However, a two-layer switch can be more sophisticated. It can have a buffer to hold the frames for processing. It can have a switching factor that forwards the frame faster. Some new two-layer switches called cut-through switches have been designed to forward the frame as soon as they check the media access control addresses in the header of the frame. Routers. A router is a three-layer device that routes packets based on their logical address, host addressing. A router normally connects local area network and wide area network in the internet and has a routing table that is used for making decisions about the route. The routing table are normally dynamic and are updated using the routing protocol. This is a router connecting independent local area networks and wide area networks. So we have three local area networks that are connected to the router, and we have a wide area network which is connected to a router. Three-layer switch. A three-layer switch is a router, but a faster and more sophisticated. The switching fabrics in a three-layer switch allow faster table lookup and forwarding. Gateway. Gateway is normally a computer that operates in all 5 layers of the internet or 7 layers of the OSI model. A gateway takes an application message, read it, and interpret it. This means that it can be used as a connecting device between two internetworks that use different models. For example, a network designed to use the OSI model can be connected to another network using the internet model. The gateway connecting the two systems can take a frame as it arrives from the first system, move it up to the OS application layer, and remove the message. Gateway can provide security. Gateway is used to filter unwanted application layer messages. Okay, thank you very much.